Aries, welcome to your reading for the month of September 2016. This is definitely going to be an interesting month, so let's take a look and see what's going on. But first, I'm still collaborating with Marie Moore, so if you haven't had a chance to check her out yet, please do so at the link in the description below. You can see her channel. She does monthly and weekly readings every single month and week, and she is awesome. I've been watching her for years, so definitely check her out if you haven't already. But having said all that, let's see what's going on for you in September. And pretty interesting right off the bat, I have to say. Yeah, interesting. We could almost look at these first two cards as the eclipses as well. We have the Queen of Spades and the Queen of Hearts. They could literally be representing the eclipses in a lot of ways, but the Queen of Spades is number one about not getting tricked. I always say it's a card of needing to avoid things that sound too good to be true, and people that sound too good to be true. I think with eclipses, a lot of the times we can have things come back around, or things can come full circle, or things can get eclipsed out. Of course, it's an eclipse, but I also feel like during eclipses, things can come back as well. We could be seeing a lot of old energies and things like that. So be careful of anybody tricky. Be careful of things that seem tricky. And again, you have the Jack of Spades as well. So you kind of have this like double whammy type of energy there. So definitely be careful of tricky things, sneaky people, anything like that. Stay away from that stuff. Having said that, the Queen of Spades is also a good card though. She's a good card to have if you're starting anything new where you don't know the details, and that could be a relationship, a business, a job, whatever new stuff you're starting. It's all about not knowing all the details. The Queen of Spades, she just jumps right into things without knowing any details. She'll start a new job and she'll just start it without knowing exactly what she needs to do, and she learns along the way. This card's all about learning along the way. So if you're stuck anywhere, if you're trying to get a promotion or you're trying to get a new job, this is a card where it says, you know what, you need to push yourself and go for a job or a business or even a person that you don't feel like you're qualified for. And it's kind of like a fake it till you make it type of card, kind of figure it out as you go along in a lot of ways. Next, you have the Queen of Hearts, a really good card. This is a lot of nurturing energy. I'm definitely feeling I think overall for the month, you are going to have this sense of protection. I almost do get this sense of protection for you. I really can't explain it, but other than to say that I feel like you will feel that you're almost being guided through the month. It's definitely a message that's coming in for September. Again, I feel like you're just going to feel like you are being protected and guided. I guess that's the only way to say it this month, and that can be this card. This is also a good card for love. More love coming in, but to me, it's more of a card of love opening up more than anything. You opening up to love, which is good. Especially if you've been single for quite a while. Sometimes without realizing it, if we've been single for a long time, we can be very closed off. But this opens us back up. Also, a very important card for your mother. Even if your mother has passed, this can be, or maybe you never knew your mother. Even this can be a card of messages coming from your mother. So pay attention to your dreams, and also pay attention to even people who maybe say something to you that your mother would have said to you. Stay open to these types of messages. Next, you have the Jack of Spades coming up. Jack of Spades, again, don't get tricked. Be careful of tricky people and anybody who seems too good to be true. Definitely be careful of those things. Be careful of get-rich-quick schemes, anything like that. Definitely getting the sense that, there will... I don't think success will come necessarily quickly this month. Having said that, I do feel like you could get success quickly. So I know that's very confusing, but... what I mean is I think that success for you this month in any area is going to come through just work, straight up hard work, and also having a strong foundation, which we'll talk about at the end, but making sure that everything is, all the ducks are in the row, in a row, so to speak. Nothing, get rich quick stuff is just not going to work this month with this card. Next, you have the Three of Hearts, card of emotional happiness. Again, kind of lends itself to just being happy this month, having a general sense of happiness and a general sense of feeling happy. This is just the emotional happiness card. It can represent having a choice in love, but usually it is a good kind of choice. Like, it's a kind of choice where you're picking between two people, or it can even be not love. It could be you making a choice between two things, like having just two choices. The trick with threes, I always say, is to pick what is new, to pick what is different, to pick something you've never done before. That will lead to the most success with the three. Next, you have the five of spades, needing to take more risks, needing to put yourself out there more, kind of like that queen of spades, needing to jump into darkness, needing to not, needing to be okay, not knowing what's on the other side of darkness, basically, and just needing to push through that in a lot of ways. But this can be a good card. Also a card that represents needing to take a vacation, so it's very good for any of you who need a vacation, who maybe want to go on a vacation or something like that. Next, you have the Two of Clubs. Two of Clubs is the card, I say, of talking to yourself and really talking yourself through, talking through things with yourself, basically, in a lot of ways. So it can be a card of needing to come to decisions. It's also the card of the entertainer. So any of you who are doing any entertaining this month, or, even if you need to put on an act, maybe some of you need to fake it till you make it or something like that. And maybe you need to act a certain way. This isn't doing anything malicious. Sometimes I say this and people get offended that, like, I'm telling them to, do something bad by acting differently or something like that. It's not like that. It's you just, carrying yourself in a way that somebody who maybe is in a position that you want to be in would act. It's just acting more successful or acting, more confident, whatever it is. But it's nothing malicious. You're not trying to trick people, or you're not trying to get one over on anybody. You're just carrying yourself a certain way. And this just happens to be a good card for acting and putting on an act and things like that. Again, I think it'll be beneficial for you this month. And you end with the Four of Spades, a really good card of building comfort and building more comfort in your life. Again, I feel like this month you're just starting to see how you can build things with more security and build things that last a long period of time. I think all signs have, for the past 8 years, have been struggling to build things that last in their lives. And now it's time. I think we're finally coming to the end of this time here where we will be able to actually build things that last now. So, I think that's going to be very good for people, and definitely good for you as well. But this is also a card of vacation and going on vacations and things like that. But overall, it looks like a good month. And again, I think you'll have a sense of protection, a sense of, just feeling like things are going to go your way. So I do see it as a good month. Definitely a foundational type of month where you're going to be working on a lot of foundation type stuff. But it looks like a good month. So thank you for watching, and enjoy your September.